Hey folks, welcome to the channel. I'm Don. This is Rockin' the Country. I've got a gift request today, and I love this. I've done one of these. This is the second of 4. MontaukEd made a gift to the channel for me to do 4 songs that Carolina's Beauty picked out. So Phyllis is her name, and so this is Phyllis's choice, courtesy of MontaukEd. Gotta lay the land out there, get the whole picture there. So anyway, it's Kris Kristofferson's song, When I Loved Her. Carolina's Beauty requested it. And as we know, Kris passed away. He was 88. He passed away in Hawaii on September 28th of 2024. Whether or not I rate this remains to be seen. I may let a little bit of time go by, but we'll see how I feel about this. All right. When I Loved Her.
1, 2, 3, 4. Well, she didn't look as pretty as some others I have known, and she wasn't good at conversation when we were alone. But she had a way of making me believe that I belonged.
Wow.
And it felt like coming home when I found her. 'Cause she seemed to be so proud of me, just walking, holding hands. She didn't think that money was the measure of a man. And we seemed to fit together when I held her in my arms, and it left me feeling warm when I loved her. 'Cause she brightened up the day like the early morning sun, she made what I was doing seem worthwhile.
Believed in him.
It's the closest thing to living that I guess I've ever known, and it made me want to smile when I loved her.
Jesus.
I know some of us were born to cast our fortune to the winds, and I guess I'm bound to travel down a road that never ends. But I know I'll never look upon the likes of her again, and I'll never understand why I lost her. 'Cause she brightened up the day like the early morning sun, and she made what I was doing seem worthwhile. It's the closest thing to living that I guess I've ever known, and it made me want to smile when I loved her.
In retrospect and when he did it. I don't know, man. Sometimes you come across somebody or something in life and you're like, I'm not worthy. They don't even necessarily see themselves as special. They're just who they are. Still trying to measure up to the world, and we all have our variations on that theme of caring about what others think or not caring about what others think, and there's a balance to be struck in there. But for me, when I hear this, not only can I relate to it about when somebody's believed in me and what a difference it made in my life. You know, they looked at me, they accepted me, they loved me, they liked me. You know, they had a different perspective of myself than perhaps I did. They let me off the hook on stuff that I may be holding myself accountable for, whatever. But then he lost her. I mean, that it's one of those losses that you're so happy to have known that person and loved that person, like you said, when I loved her. But then when it's over, is it better to have loved and lost than to never have loved at all? And in this case, he'd say it's absolutely better to have loved and lost. Because even though the pain endures, you wouldn't change it because you just love that person. But he couldn't explain why he lost her. I don't know if this is a true story or not for Kris. But some people, it's not only that they have a way of putting words on paper, they have a way of delivering them that magnify what's on paper. Others, when they sing a song or say a song or put a song together, they detract from the words. And that's not necessarily a knock on them. It's more a reflection of for me, my personal dynamic, and for you, your personal dynamic, and what motivates, moves, and resonates with you in someone else's work. And of course, Kris resonated with a lot of people as a wordsmith and an artist. He was also an actor, but he was a Rhodes Scholar. I'm pretty sure he studied at Oxford, Cambridge, usually the Oxbridge schools for Rhodes Scholars. They go back and forth. At least I think that's how that works. But I'm going to rate that song. And to me, that song is a 10. I can relate to it. It speaks to my kindergarten heart. We're all kindergartners at heart. That heart that we had very early in life stays with us our whole life. And this speaks to that when somebody, and then even as a grown man, you still want approval. You still want someone to love you if you have that, and to accept you, call you out on your stuff, but to just love you. And he had that, someone who believed in him. So Phyllis, great choice. And Ed, thank you as well for your involvement in making this happen. And I know this song is going to resonate with you too, Ed, just as much as it did with Carolina's Beauty and me, because in that regard, we're peas of the same pod. So, all right, guys, have a great day. I'll see you on another video. Keep rocking the country.